KwaZulu-Natal Premier Nomusa Dube-Ncube has spent the most part of her State of the Province address today praising the ANC government. She says the government has been able to provide decent housing to thousands of people. The Premier also says she believes the province's economy is slowly rising from the effects of the July 2021 unrest and the floods of that year and the following year that almost brought the province to its knees. Let's get you an update on what else the province had to say. Ntando Mnyandu was at that address and he joins us now live. I wonder whether residents of certain parts of KZN would agree that the province is actually recovering. Ntando?
Well, Michelle, I think you and most of residents in KwaZulu-Natal will share the similar sentiments, because not much was said about how, the province has, managed to bring back the lives of thousands and millions of KwaZulu-Natal people back to normal following the July unrest, the 2021 July unrest, which led to a number of job losses coming to the 2022 floods, and the shrinking economy. But I think the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, celebrated the parties or the African National Congress journey over the 30 years into democracy, sort of like trumpeting her own horn about how the government of the ANC has managed, to change people's lives without giving much emphasis or, finer details as to what has been done, over these 30 years into democracy. But, he took us on a journey, of the achievements of the African National Congress from when, it started, running the province of KwaZulu-Natal in 2001, following the administration that was led by the Inkatha Freedom Party, and also touching quite, slightly on issues, issues of housing, issues of infrastructure development. But to tell us more about the reactions, to what the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, has sort of like outlined in her speech, I'm joined by Ubabu Petros Ngubane, who is the member of the IFP, which is the official opposition in KwaZulu-Natal. Babu Ngubane, what do you take out of the State of the Province address by Umamu Nomusa Dube-Ncube?
I have to express our disappointment, because you rightfully said he was beating her trumpet and the party's trumpet. As far as I know, and you know, as the people of KwaZulu-Natal, we know very well that not much can be appreciated. When you look at the unemployment, when you look at the poverty, when you look at the people who are now destitute and relying upon the government grants. But if I may come closer home, we at local government, as the mayor of a district municipality, I can tell you, it's 30 years down the line, you cannot blame the IFP or blame whoever. It's the money that is not directed accordingly, which is misdirected to issues of non-importance. At times, I can say that you cannot expect after 30 years that we still have the people without sanitation, without water, because of the lack of the funding. We have, for instance, Kranskop, we have Enondweni and Umsinga, where population is growing, but we don't have the sewer plants at both areas, especially at Nondweni. We have also a problem of the electricity, where you rely upon the electricity to take water from the water plant, from your scheme, from your water services. You take them there. We have to clean it and take it to your towns. But unfortunately, because of electricity problem, you will have problems of all the time, people running short of water because of that, and also generators being broken and the pumps being damaged. Okay, and there is one thing that I'd like to touch here before you leave. The issue of the rural race horse, which is done in July. I heard that the Premier was of the opinion that they take away from the municipality as well as the department concerned to ATIA because 8 years is also for gambling, and this is part of gambling. We would love to have an audience with the government at the national and provincial level if they have to take this thing, so that we know the advantages and the disadvantages and why we have to allow that.
Sorry, Mbova, I'll have to cut you there. Thank you very much. But let us also bring into this conversation briefly Zwakele Mnyandu, who is the leader of Action SA and the premier candidate in KwaZulu-Natal. What do you take out of Mam Nomusa Dube-Ncube's State of the Province address?
I think basically we must be honest to ourselves. The Premier was just making a farewell speech. It was clear that it's someone who's just telling us what the ANC government have done, and she failed to tell us what the government will be doing moving forward. For example, she was not telling us about education crisis in our province, how to ensure that we provide quality education, because it's not about access to education, it's about quality education, and also it's not about health care provided, it must be about quality health care being provided to people. She didn't say the systems, but also the issue of economy. The Premier was talking more about projects that are being done by government, but acknowledging the fact that at the same time there's high unemployment rate, which is increasing at 83%. But she praised government of something job, but these jobs are EPW jobs. We want to see permanent jobs for our young people, for our people in KwaZulu-Natal. But the Premier was failing to tell us exactly how government will deal with such crises that we face in the province.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mnyandu.
Thank you.
Well, that are some of the responses from political parties. We'll keep on getting more with that. It's back to you for now.
Ntando, Mnyandu, thanks very much indeed. Live to us there from KZN.